Loving greetings to you, my church family, on this Friday, January the 8th. In September 2001, after the Twin Towers came down in New York City, a few days later we had a prayer service at my church in Henderson. After the service, a few voiced their surprise, not so much their disappointment, but their surprise that in addition to praying for the land and for the country, I invited us to focus upon Psalm 51, which turns thoughts inward to examine our own hearts in a time of crisis. I may be slow to learn, but that psalm came to mind after Wednesday and the events in Washington, D.C. Let me read a few words to you. Have mercy on me, O God, according to your steadfast love. According to your abundant mercy, blot out my transgressions. Wash me thoroughly from my sin, from my iniquity, and cleanse me from my sin. For I know my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. Against you, you alone have I sinned and done what is evil in your sight. And a little bit further down, a very important word. You desire truth in the inward being. Therefore, teach me wisdom in my secret heart. Purge me with hyssop, and I shall be clean. Wash me, and I shall be whiter than snow. Let me hear joy and gladness. Hide your face from my sins and blot out all my iniquities. Words like that come to mind after Wednesday, as I say. This to be a time, as other events throughout this year, not so much to try to figure out why, as if we understand human life and mentalities of groups and mobs, not so much to attempt to understand in every way how God is at work, because we don't and can't. Still, though, to turn inward, not in order to avoid, but in order to understand ourselves by the grace and help of God. I think of the words of Thomas Merton. He said this: instead of hating the people that you think are war makers, hate the appetites and disorder in your own soul, which are the causes of war. If you love peace, then hate injustice, hate tyranny, hate greed. But hate these things in yourself, not in another. This is a time not to turn against others, a time to examine our hearts as we turn to God so that we can more ably reach out to others. Let us encourage each other.